It was a quiet afternoon in the small village of Rampur. The sun blazed overhead, casting long shadows on the dusty railway tracks that cut through the heart of the village. Mira, a young woman in her late 20s, was walking along the tracks, lost in thought. She had just finished her chores at home and decided to take a stroll to clear her mind. The rhythmic crunch of gravel beneath her feet was soothing, and the gentle breeze carried the faint scent of wildflowers. As she walked, something caught her eye. A few meters ahead, the railway line looked wrong. She quickened her pace, her heart pounding as she approached the spot. Her worst fears were confirmed. The tracks were broken. A large gap had formed between the rails, making it impossible for any train to pass safely. Panic surged through her veins. She knew the next train was due in less than 10 minutes. If it reached this spot, it would derail, causing unimaginable destruction and loss of life. Mira looked around frantically, but there was no one in sight. The village was far behind her, and the railway station was miles away. She had no phone, no way to call for help. Time was running out. Her mind raced as she tried to think of a solution. Then, her eyes fell on the bright red sari she was wearing. It was her favorite, a gift from her mother, but she didn't hesitate. She quickly tore a long strip of fabric from the edge of the sari. With trembling hands, she tied one end of the red cloth to a nearby tree branch and the other end to a rock, creating a makeshift flag. She ran back to the tracks, waving the red cloth wildly, hoping it would catch the attention of the train driver. The seconds felt like hours as she waited, her heart pounding in her chest. In the distance, she heard the faint rumble of the approaching train. Her breath hitched as she saw the engine emerge from the horizon, speeding toward her. She waved the red cloth even more vigorously, shouting at the top of her lungs, "Stop! Stop the train!" The train driver, a seasoned man named Ramesh, noticed the red cloth fluttering in the wind. His eyes widened in alarm as he realized something was wrong. Without a second thought, he pulled the emergency brake. The train screeched to a halt, just a few meters away from the broken tracks. Ramesh jumped down from the engine and rushed toward Mira. "What happened?" he asked, his voice filled with concern. Mira pointed to the broken tracks, her hands still shaking. "The line is broken. If you had crossed this spot, the train would have derailed." Ramesh's face turned pale as he saw the gap in the tracks. He immediately radioed the nearest station, alerting them to the danger. Within minutes, a team of railway workers arrived to repair the damage. As the villagers gathered around, they learned of Mira's quick thinking and bravery. They applauded her courage, calling her a hero. Mira, however, simply smiled and said, "I just did what anyone would have done." But everyone knew that not everyone would have had the presence of mind to act so swiftly and selflessly. Mira's red sari, now torn but forever a symbol of her bravery, had saved countless lives that day. And from that day forward, she was known as the heroine of Rampur, a woman who had risked everything to protect others.